Hey, good morning, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to thank everyone for joining the webinar today. Before we get started, I want to thank the Commission and the Finance Department for their hard work on the budget. We're very blessed in Madison County to be able to receive the pay increases and to have the great benefits that we do. Due to the large number of payroll changes for this budget, we had to break out the changes into different pay periods to allow both finance and personnel to be able to process all these changes in a timely manner. Guys, there just wasn't any way that we were going to be able to process all the merits and promotions and upgrades and reclassifications. We just weren't going to be able to audit all of that and process it in one pay period. So we did have to break those out among a couple of different pay periods, and we'll go through that process in just a few minutes. If at any point during the webinar you do have a question, there is a questions box on your menu bar there on your screen. You can enter that question, and Angela and Sandra will be happy to answer that for you if you'll send that in. And please do ask all the questions that you want. There are no silly questions. There are no wrong questions. We want everyone to get their questions answered today so everyone has the information that they need to put all of these changes in, okay? And this webinar is being recorded, and we will make that available to everyone later today. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Pam to walk you through the timeline and the process for ending the payroll changes.
Thank you, Jeremy, and good morning. I'm not sure whose idea it was to do this on an early Monday morning, but thank y'all for joining us today. The 2.5% cost of living raise has been posted and will be on Friday's paycheck. So your employees actually can go right now into the employee portal and see their new hourly rate. For merit raises will be effective October 14th and be reflected on the November 2nd paycheck. You can start entering those in today, and each department was given 1.5% of their FY19 salary budget. So remember, when you're calculating these raises, that it is based on the annual salary regardless of the effective date. So in other words, you can't decide, well, let's wait 6 months and we can give twice as many raises to the employees. It doesn't work that way. It's based on the annual annual amount going forward, not on what the employee will actually receive this year. After you enter the merit raise, it will be sent to Carol, and she will verify it doesn't exceed the 1.5% that was given to you in your budget. And you should have those totals that was sent back to you. After she approves it, it will be sent to the personnel department. Now, the employees must meet all eligibility requirements. And one thing that we've had some questions on, if an employee has even received a verbal or written warning in FY18, they cannot receive a merit raise in FY19. So if you have any questions regarding what they have in their file, just give us a call. And then also remember that the merit raise cannot exceed 5% for each employee. Now, you do have the ability to give non-full-time employees raises if you have it in your budget. These will also be effective October 14th and be reflected on the November 2nd paycheck. And just like the merits, you can start entering those today. If you have any questions regarding if you have money available in your part-time budget, you will need to call finance for that. And then promotions and reclassification. The effective date for both of those salary increases will be October 28th, and they will be on the November 16th paycheck. Now, it's going to be based on the positions that you submitted in the FY budget. And I know that Carol returned a copy of those and let you know what was approved and not approved. And we have those. When you enter those no earlier than October 29th, they will come directly to personnel. Because any raises prior to November 30th will not require a requisition. So those will come directly to personnel. We will verify that the position was submitted. And when you submit that personnel action, one of the things that I think is a little bit confusion with personnel actions is the position number. So Carol will be entering those into New World. So before you start entering the personnel actions, if you will go to the open position report and verify the position number, because you will need that when you're completing that personnel action. Now, we may have some questions about, do I have to enter those raises right now? You may have some people that you put in for a promotion, but it was based on a certification that they're completing in January or so forth. You do not have to enter all of those raises now, but some things that you do need to remember if you're entering them in the future. The effective date always needs to be the beginning of a pay period. Retroactive raises will not be allowed. So you will enter those 2 weeks prior to the effective date to make sure that finance department and or personnel has time to vet all of those raises. Also, as of December 1st, there will be a personnel requisition required. And you're going to be hearing more about that in the coming weeks, and we'll be doing training on that. We're really excited about our new process with that. I think it's going to be very efficient and work well for all departments. And again, just make sure that you verify the position number and have that available through that open position report. Now, the other thing that seems to be a little bit confusing in completing or entering personnel actions are the codes. What is the appropriate code to use? So we've tried to streamline that and make it a little bit easier. For merit raises, you're going to select merit pay code. Promotion will be the other personnel action code available, and then reclassification. For the non-full-time raises, if you will use rate change pay code. So those are really the only pay codes that you will be using. So if you have any question on that, let us know prior to entering the personnel action, because you can't go back and edit that once the personnel action has been completed. You can continue to submit questions. I'm not sure if we've got any questions, but you can continue. Sandra and Angela are answering questions, and we will stay connected to the webinar for a while as long as we have questions submitted. You can also feel free to email if you have a question that comes up after you start entering the raises. And there is an updated pay scale and classification plan on our HR website. Hope everybody's seen our new HR website. It looks great and it's very user friendly. So when you're completing the personnel actions, verify that what the salary is showing in New World matches the pay scale and classification plan. If you have any discrepancies, please let us know immediately. We hope that this has been helpful, and we're here if you have any questions, so you can continue to submit those. And we just appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule this morning to join us. Have a great Monday.